Welcome, everybody. Christian Carrion and Richard Petrie here. Today, we're going to be providing you a great resource to win better projects. It's called Sunshine Island Scorecard. Richard, give us a little background.
Okay, so before we get into the scorecard, which you're going to find really, really helpful, I want to give you a little bit of the psychology behind it. Okay, so what's it going to achieve, the scorecard? And by the way, you're just going to type scorecard either down below or somewhere appropriate on this page, depending on where you're viewing it. So what the scorecard will do is it'll identify all the different gaps that you have in your project winning capabilities. So we've identified them, we've broken it down to 9 things. And if you do these 9 things, you are putting yourself in a position definitely to win better projects, right? So it'll identify the gaps. It'll act as a bit of a master plan. I don't like that color. Let me just go here. It'll act as a bit of a master plan or a roadmap for you to use going forward, because it'll outline what you're not doing. That will then allow you to see, here's all the things you need to do. And then the way you would traditionally use it, if you're working with Christian, and Christian takes people through this scorecard, is you would then go through and prioritize it and come up with an action plan from this point forward. Okay, so with that in mind, that's what the scorecard will do for you. Outline the gaps, outline what you need to do, and help you prioritize it. And it'll also help you show the impact of what that's doing. Okay, so what we've got to realize, Christian, as you well know, is for us to be able to win really good projects, it's really important to know what we want to win and how we want to win, what we want to be winning. What is a good project? What is a bad project? And where do we want to go to? So we need to identify where we are now, and then we need to identify where we want to go, which is this target. Okay, so to get from point A to point B, there needs to be a series of steps that you're aware of. Now, you talk with people every day, Christian, about where they are and where they're at, but how many people have a clear idea on what they need to do to get to this state where we know a lot of architects are really, really busy, but we also know most of them aren't earning the income they want, which might be part of where they want to go, and they're not winning the quality of projects that they want. How many of them that you talk to have a clear idea of what they need to do to get there?
Yeah, unfortunately, a large majority of them know the kinds of projects they want. They know what they want to be doing, but they don't know how to get them. They don't know how to win the better projects. And that's the issue we come across a lot.
Yeah, and so we need some sort of roadmap to get them there. So this is a little exercise. It's very simple to help you identify where you are now. And is there a gap? Okay, so the first question I've got for you is, how good are you as an architect? All right, so I'm going to pretend, Christian, seeing you do this to people all the time, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. How good are you as an architect out of 10? 10 being I'm an absolute genius, I'm a star architect, and 0, I'm absolutely terrible. Where would you rate yourself?
Rate myself an 8.
Okay, so on that scale here, if that's 10, that's 0. Christian is an 8. Sounds good. Okay. From a point of view of, let's say, what you're earning, 10 being I'm really earning a lot of money, the most I could be earning in this particular marketplace, 0, none at all. Where would you say you are? And give us an average answer for what most architects would answer, I guess.
Usually what I hear, it's around number 4.
Okay, so let's just say that's you. And what about quality of projects? Let's take it the average over the last 2 years. Where would you rate your projects as having been? 10 being dream projects, 0 drab projects.
It tends to be a number 4. Very similar.
About 4. Okay. So let's summarize this. Christian, you're an 8 out of 10 architect, but you are earning 4 out of 10 fees and working on 4 out of 10 projects, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bit of a gap, and I want, if you're listening to this and you're listening to us, I want you to fill out these numbers for yourself. Where are you? Where are you out of 10 as an architect? Where are you out of 10 for income and projects, quality of projects, right? And we do find for most people there is this big gap. And why is that? Why is that? Right? So we'll do this next exercise here, and because what we're looking for is, that's what we're looking for. Why? Okay. Now, when we look at a tree, and I look at all the leaves on the tree over here, and let's go back to the color, right? And there's all sorts of, the health of the tree. This tree looks really pretty healthy at the moment, but there'd be other trees that don't look so healthy. And just for the sake of fun, let's add some grey in here. Okay, there's some parts of the tree where the leaves are dying and the bark's a bit grey, and it's not looking as healthy as it used to. Now, the reason trees are healthy or not healthy is because of the roots. And if the roots are good and healthy and sucking up the nutrients from the ground, then that feeds up into the tree and you have a healthy tree. So what we're always looking for, being the green-fingered architects and marketers that we are, is what's the root cause? Okay? So, because up here, when we look at the tree, symptoms, and this is the root cause down here, right? So this is the area to focus for health. Now it's the same for marketing for an architecture firm. We might see that the symptoms of not having good nutrients down below is lack of time, lack of money, unhappy clients. Right? Now, these are symptoms. These are, we can't fix it by knowing these things. We can only fix it by identifying what is the root cause of all this. So, what is the root cause? What would the trunk be, Christian, down here? Is what's the problem that's leading to this? It may not be the root cause, but it's the problem.
Tends to be they're just not working on the right projects.
Right. Okay. So, not enough. Well, not the right projects. Now, so what's the root cause of not having enough of the right projects that an architect's working with on a regular basis? What's the root cause that you see?
They don't know how to win them.
Right. So it's that ability to win the good projects. I mean, I know this is common sense when it's spelled out, but ability to win the right projects. Now, even the word right, that's a bit of an art in itself in defining what is the right project, and that's something that we often spend a lot of time working with people. You've got the ability to win the right projects, you start winning the right projects, and then you've got a chance to change these things here. Your dollars can go up, your time can go down, and we can put smiley faces on the customers because we're charging enough that we can go and do a really good job and we can meet expectations. And maybe we don't work with clients who we can't keep happy. We're in a position to pick and choose. So it all comes from your ability to win good projects. Now, so we can't solve problems by being up in the trees and just knowing the symptoms. We have to dig down. Now, we have to dig even lower than this because the ability to win the right projects is a process. And so the process for winning the right projects is 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's 9 steps. And that's what I want to work through now with you, Christian, is we're going to go through the 9 steps and we're going to go through a scorecard. And I want you guys, as we're doing this, and you can download the scorecard, just type in scorecard into some area and you'll get a copy of this yourself, but I'm going to take you through it now.
All right, so we have the Sunshine Island scorecard right here. As you can see, we have 3 steps. We don't have enough time to go through the whole process, but we'll take you through step 1. And Richard?
Okay, so I'm going to get you to be the architect again, Christian, because this is a process. And when you download the scorecard, you'll be able to do this for yourself. But what you'll notice is there's 9 different questions. They're all on the left-hand side. So focus, select, value, lead, meet. If I blow it up, It's over here. Refer, promote, circle. Now, these are the 9 key things you're going to need to master to become a project winning machine. Now, these quadrants in the middle, or these sections, you're going to be one of these colors in terms of one of these statements is going to be most relevant and be most accurate for you. Okay, so for example, we'll just go through it. You'll get the idea. So the first question is focus. And we all know it is important. All the screens jumping around. We know it's important to have goals and have clear focus because we can't help each other out if I don't know where you want to get to and you don't know where you want to get to. Right. So I'm going to read you out 4 different statements. You're going to work out which of these statements is most true. Okay. So Christian, which of these statements is most true for you? Number 1, I have no idea where I want to take my business other than to survive for another year. Number 2, I have an idea in my head, but nothing's written down. Number 3, I have a written goal written down with plans and with a plan and dates and milestones attached. Or 4, I have a clear, highly motivating goal with actions, milestones, dates attached, and I have an independent person holding me accountable to my commitments.
Yeah, from what I hear, we're usually around number 4.
About number 4, okay? So I have an idea in my head, but nothing is written down. Cool. So we give you a 4. Now, the beauty of this is you and I mean, whether you're working with me or not, doesn't matter, but you know where you stand. I'm a 4 out of 12 on the scale, and it gives me perspective. Here's where I am now, and then you can say, right, where do you want to be? You know, depending on when we get to the action plan later on. Okay, next question is around select, and this is about niches and focusing on a particular type of client and project that you want to win. Okay, which of these questions is most true for you, Christian? You are all things to all people, taking whatever you can get, casting the net as wide as possible. Right? No project is bad. No project is too small. No client is, the client is always right. Okay, next level up, 4 to 6. I focus our marketing efforts on whatever projects are hot in the market right now. So this is where you're very reactive. Oh, ADUs are selling at the moment. Oh, convert houses into offices, or the other way around. I continually strive to get more revenues from the same markets that I've always served, improving my methods. Okay, so now I'm a bit more focused. Okay, so as you know, as we go along all the way up to green, the answers get better and better. And finally, I dominate a specific market niche and focus on the most profitable and rewarding projects. So of those statements, Christian, where are you?
Yeah, surprisingly, I usually see people around a 3 or a 4. Let's go with a 4, though.
Okay, let's go with a 4. Okay, so now notice you could be 4, 5, or 6 in each of these boxes. If this is a little bit true and you feel you're kind of at that end of it, you give yourself a 4. If you feel, yeah, this is really true and I'm almost a 7, you can get, but I'm not, you can give yourself a 6. Okay, so in this case, Christian gives himself a 4. Right, good. He's on his way. At least he knows where he stands. Right? At least he knows where he's at, and he's got a chance to say, right, that's all right. Nothing wrong with being a 4 now, but later on he'll say, where do you want to be? Okay, next one is value. Really important. If you can't communicate your value, your unique value as an architect, when you're in a competitive situation, then it just becomes a personality competition, right? Or a portfolio competition, or just luck. Okay, so which of these statements resonates with you best? My ideal clients would have no idea who we are or what we do best. I think that would be true in a lot of situations. A little bit better would be my ideal clients know who we are, but would struggle to identify what makes us different from other architects. Okay. Next up, orange. My ideal clients know who we are and what special results we can deliver. And green, ideal clients book appointments because they see me as an expert and even maybe a celebrity. I am the number 1 option for that type of project that they want to build. They come to me pre-sold and expect to pay me a premium because I'm top of the pile. Where would you be on that list, Christian?
Probably in the beginning. Probably a 2 or a 3. They provide the value, but clearly it's not showing up with getting the right project. So
All right.
right there.
All right. So let's be generous and say 3. Okay, so just a quick recap. We've talked about having goals and having clear focus about, what bigger picture where I want to be. We know that's important because you're going to get motivation, you're going to get clarity, you're going to be able to make decisions if you know where you're going. Then we talked about having a very specific niche that you're going to target, because you can really only target one niche at a time. You can't credibly say that I'm the best at every single niche in the world. No one's going to believe you. But you can go one niche at a time, and if you've got your value sorted out, then you can go in there and be someone of importance, right? The next step is thought leadership, right? Is around, you can go, how do you win projects? One way to win projects, and this is one of the key strategies, is go in there and be the educator, not the salesperson, okay? So we have no predictable way to generate potential projects. We rely on manual prospecting and praying for referrals. As strange as that's, I have heard people say that is what they do to win clients. It's an interesting approach. And the guy even said, I haven't been let down yet either. So maybe we should add it to our marketing toolbox. But anyway, that's at the bottom. Next one, I regularly check in with our prospects to see if there is anything we can do to help. So, being a little bit more proactive. And then orange, I have a structured lead generation plan utilizing automated platforms to deliver our message. Okay, so you've got some leverage now. You're getting a message out there, and it's getting out to a large number of people because you're utilizing technology. And then green, I offer a range of targeted educational resources that solve specific problems my ideal client is already seeking a solution for, and this works reliably for us. Now, this is where you position yourself as a bit of a thought leader, and it's one of the big secrets to getting yourself in front of your ideal client is you start solving problems that your ideal client is having by being a thought leader. Right? It means you don't have to be a salesperson, right? And it means they'll come to you. And when they come to you, they're coming to you and seeing you as an expert. There's so many benefits to doing it this way rather than just saying, hey, I'm an architect, look at my portfolio, come and hire me. Right? That's hard work. Okay, out of 10, Christian, where do you think you would be?
Probably around a 5 or a 6. Let's be generous, 6.
All right. It's me supposed to being generous to you, not you being generous to yourself. All right, number 5, meet. So this is where we're looking to get convert people from, let's say, knowing us into wanting to book a meeting with us. All right, because nothing happens unless the client, books a meeting or gets you on the phone and wants to talk seriously with you. Okay, so at the bottom end of the scale, I have a phone number and my email address on my website. That's about it. Next up, I offer a free initial consultation. Nothing wrong with that, but it can get better. Next step, orange. I verbally offer one-on-one meetings that promises a specific outcome that my ideal client wants when I speak to them, but only when I speak to them. Okay, so I do offer a specific meeting as opposed to I offer a meeting to talk about anything. It's just, this one's talking about solving a problem, a specific problem. And this one is my system automatically offers productized one-on-one meetings that promise specific outcomes my ideal clients want. So the difference between orange and green is that green, you'll have maybe landing pages and automated calendar booking systems. So people could be booking things from you while you're asleep, 24/7. And it's all set up and it sends them appointment reminders and any details you want to send them. This one here on orange would be, you would just say, hey, I have a meeting, you can come in and I can help you with this specific problem to get you started. Okay, that would be the difference. All right, where would you be on the scale, Christian?
On average, I would say a 4.
Okay. Okay, next one is LCC. Now, LCC is where we package up paid pre-design research, and we don't do it for free, right? This is a big thing for the 6 program, and it's what we've been teaching for the last 10 years, is don't give away free advice. People don't respect you for it. They don't appreciate it for it. They'll rip you off. They'll take your ideas. They'll think they were their ideas, right? It doesn't help progress someone into the design process if you're going to give them free stuff. It's just going to delay the design getting paid for design. Right, so at the bottom end, we offer free pre-design research for clients as part of our sales process to win a project. Right, that's the worst. I offer pre-design research only on the condition that the prospect is suitably qualified, and that's paid pre-design research. Oh no, I offer that one's not paid. So I offer unpaid pre-design research. Next orange is I offer paid pre-design research where they have to pay me money, which often includes design for suitably qualified prospects. Right, so there's some design included in that, which I don't recommend. And then green, the best one, I will offer paid pre-design research, which does not include any design, only once the client has agreed to our process and paid in advance. Where would you be for that one, Christian?
Probably a 2.
2, okay. That's being generous. All right. Now, okay, so we've talked about focus and having goals. It is important. It's a bit of a cliche, but you do need to have them. We've talked about picking a niche. We've talked about communicating the value of a particular, your value of a particular niche. We've talked about being a thought leader, someone making yourself relevant to those people by solving problems with education, right? We've talked about then graduating them from, let's say, receiving information from you to actually having a meeting with you where they're going to achieve something and they want to book a meeting. We've then talked about stepping them from the booked meeting into a paid service, which is paid pre-design research. Okay, how are we going to get people in the first place? And we go into these green cells here. So you can see here that there's 3 different phases that you go through. One is strategy, the blue one. The red one are the offers that you make. And the green ones are the ways that we get people into our funnel, the way we attract people to us. Or the marketing. This is what most people think marketing is. Okay, referrals, promotions, and then follow-up. Circle of love. All right, so let's have a look at referrals. We get sporadic, unpredictable referrals. There is no effort to orchestrate, reward, or encourage the flow of referrals. We just live in hope. A lot of people would be in that grey area. Next one, we stay in touch with our existing clients in conventional ways without measuring any results. Cool. Orange, we focus on increasing our referrals by consistently asking for and rewarding referrals when they come in. And then green, I have systematic referral processes and tools for triggering referrals from every client, referral network, and prospect that we have. Systematic processes is the big difference here. Where would you be on the scale, Christian?
Usually not systematic, so 3.
3, okay. Now you can see here, Christian is probably similar to many, maybe similar to you. I mean, look at the scores. They're pretty ordinary, but that's okay. He's now working out where he's at on the scale, and at least he knows now, right? Number 8, promote. We do not do any marketing of any significance, and we rely solely on referrals. Or we do random acts of marketing. We know some things work, but we're not sure which. Like P.T. Barnum, who said, I know 50% of my marketing works. If I only knew which 50%, I'd be rich. Orange, we test different marketing approaches and track the results for return on investment. Okay, so now starting to do testing. And then green, I have in place more than 10 ways to generate leads, and I measure the effectiveness of each approach. Where do you sit, Christian?
Yeah, this one's at a 1.
A 1. Okay. So we do nothing. We just wait for referrals. Good man. Now, finally, circle. Circle is about circle of love. Circle of love is our nurturing. Once we get these leads and people following us, or people requesting information, or the resources I talked about earlier up, or just come on to any database that we have, we can either do nothing with them and ignore them, or we can stay in touch with them. And that's what this is about. So the best approach is to stay in touch with them, because, a lot of these people who come into your world, they're not ready to do something right now, but they will do something within 18 months, right? And there is more money in the list of people who initially said no, not yet. There is more money in that list than there is in those who say yes, because there's a lot more of them, right? There could be hundreds of people in that list who are going to be spending millions and millions of dollars, but not immediately. So if you stay in touch with them, then you stay connected to the millions and millions of dollars that will be spent over the next 18 months, right? That's why we stay in touch with people. Okay, grey, we have no database or CRM system. We might follow up inconsistently, but really hope they remember us when they finally make a decision. Or red, we do have a CRM system, which stands for Client Relationship Management System, which is kind of like a fancy database. But we do not use it much. Our communication is still sporadic and largely ineffective. Orange, we have a CRM system and we communicate consistently, but our results are low or hard to track. Green, we have a CRM system and communicate consistently, measuring results. We know how to stimulate more good appointments from our list. When we know we have a quiet patch coming up, we can get back in touch with our list and generate more appointments. All right, so what number would you be for your follow-up, Christian?
It's another one at a number 1.
Okay, there we go. So we can see here from the scorecard now, what are we at? We're 7, right, 24. So not too bad. It's but you can see where you're not too bad on your ability to communicate and thought leadership and producing resources. But obviously there's some huge gaps here. Okay, so guys, as you're listening to this, I want you to just go through this exercise yourself. Give yourself a score. Don't worry if your scores are low. Think about where you are right now and think about the scores you're likely to have. What sort of area? And let's say it's around Christian. And I say, Christian, think about the income you're earning. Think about the projects you're winning. Can you kind of see now, based on the scores that you've got there, why you're not winning 8 out of 10 projects and earning 8 out of 10 income?
Oh, for sure. There's a big gap.
Yeah, there's lots of gaps. And these are the 9 critical things to have in place, right? So where would you like to be for all these things?
Preferably, we're 7 and above, and we try to optimize a little bit more.
Right. Well, let's say you were 11 on all of these things. Can you imagine being 11 on all these things and what your business would look like now?
We're doubling, we're tripling. It's a lot greater.
Right. And the projects you're working on?
A lot more pleasurable, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, because you're able to win the good projects, because you're doing all these things right, you're being focused, you're communicating great value, and that's one of the key things. You want to communicate so much value such that price and competition become irrelevant. And you can only do that if you get a bit more focused. So that's where that select module is so important, is you can't be all things to all people. But when you start picking out certain sectors, then you go in and work out how we can be the most valuable. And if you can, communicate such extreme value, such that price and competition become irrelevant, then you can win them. You've got to have offers, you've got to have referral sources. But, if they're all 11, then we'd be up at around 100 on the scale. So if you're batting it up around 100, you're going to win projects and you're going to have a very different business to what you've got now. So take the scorecard and play around with it for yourself. It's not something which is static. It's something that you should fill out now, and then sort of maybe circle where you are now, and then you'll circle, well, where do we want to get to? Right? What's realistic in a certain period of time. It'll help you realize why, if you're an 8 out of 10 architect, why you're not earning 8 out of 10 fees and winning 8 out of 10 projects. That's cool. There are 2 other steps. The next step would be is working out the priority of each of these things and then coming up with an action plan. And so Christian is going to work with anyone who is proactive and motivated and keen to move themselves from the left-hand side of the scorecard further towards the right. If you want to, he can't solve everything for you on the spot, but he'll help you come up with a very simple priority list and action plan, right? So if you want to do that, just type in action. Type in action, either on the screen below or in a box or whatever there is around. Christian will help you. A 30-minute session. There's nothing to buy. You don't have to do anything. You just have to answer Christian's questions. He'll give you focus. He'll give you some clarity, and he'll give you a simple roadmap of where to go from here to move your numbers towards the right. Okay, and he's also got some resources. So just type in action. He'll help you out there. All right, so we're going to round this up now, Christian. Final thoughts from you. I mean, this is what you take people through, but what did it feel like being on the receiving end for once?
No, you definitely see where the gaps are at. You see where the weak points are, but you also see the potential and the possibilities. Like when you have a lot of these things down packed, just the big difference it can make. So I love highlighting that for the people, for the architects we work with, and showing them just where they can be and where they should be, frankly.
Yeah. And it's a different life. If you've got, if your business is going well, then that makes a whole difference to not just your business, but it makes a difference to all other elements of your life. If you're happy because you're working on good projects, it's not just the money, but it's that you didn't come into the field of architecture and design to work on crummy, mediocre projects. Okay, so just to sum it up, remember where we started at the start. We said if you're overworked and really busy, or if you're not earning the income you want, or you're not getting the projects you want, those are just symptoms. They're symptoms of you not having enough good projects. And that's, not having enough good projects, the root cause of that is you don't know how to win projects. So then we said, okay, well, how do I win projects? Well, these are the 9 areas that you need to focus on. Okay, these 9 areas. Get these good. You move yourself from the left to the right. You then put yourself in a position. Whereas if you're in the green for most of them and orange for some, it's going to be hard for you not to start winning better projects. Right? You're just stacking the odds in your favor. So that's how you do it. Hope this helped. If you want the scorecard, just type in scorecard. If you're ready to actually come up with an action plan from this, then type in action. Like I say, it'll be a 30-minute session with Christian. He'll help you out on that. There's nothing to buy. We want to help you make progress. All right. Christian, final thought from you, and then we'll wrap that up.
Look forward to speaking to you, helping you pinpoint where you could use a little bit of help, and taking you to Sunshine Island.
Cool. See you guys.